how did the relationship between pubs and pub music, note the air quotes, arise? And what sort of Irish, Scottish, Celtic music do we enjoy? So, what's the story behind the Celtic music scene?
Ah, yes, the pubs.
Yeah.
Pub is effectively short for public house. Way back when, and I won't quote a date because I don't know, there was two effectively types of houses. There was private houses and public houses. Public houses meaning a bar or a hotel or somewhere where you could go to sleep or somewhere you go to drink. So the public house is zoned effectively for people to go there and hang out and drink. And a lot of these, especially in small villages, became the community center. It was the place to gather, the place to hang out, the place to talk to each other, the place to enjoy the fellowship of your community. Yep. So that's where it kind of started, was just, going there to hang out and drink. And since there were a definitive lack of jukeboxes back in the 1700s, music was man-made. You didn't have records, you didn't have DJs. You had people bringing music to the pub to hang out and just, make merry.
Yeah. So essentially, you had, from my perspective, it goes back to the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. You basically had 3, maybe 4 opportunities to hear music. One was you went to church. 2 was you went to a big seasonal festival, which is maybe like in the middle of summer, or maybe one in the spring, maybe one in the fall. 3, singing at home, and 4, singing with your friends. And so, yeah, basically the music that we consider pub music now, folk music, well, folk means people. It is literally people's music, I mean, all that stuff is basically, it's songs that you'd sing while you were working. It's songs you'd sing with your friends. It's music you'd enjoy when you're trying to relax, to tell stories, to preserve memories, of your people's experience. It's music of the people, and I think that's why it becomes associated with pubs, because that's where the people meet, like you just said, and that's also why even to this day, it's very much, very earthy music. It's not music for the sake of being art. It's music for the sake of feeling good and or taking the blues away, as
rocking out.
Yeah, as part of your community. Yeah. So
it's fun. It's
voluntary.
That's why there's so many sing-alongs. It's like
absolutely.
It's the it's why session music exists in Ireland. I remember going to Ireland with Kelly, and we went. We specifically were looking for a session night at a pub in County Clare. We went into town, asked the place we were staying, where's the best pub music, where's the best session music, and they said, okay, go to this tavern. And we just went there and just, kind of waited around. And by 8:30, people were just filing in with instruments, just hanging out. And we sat up near the fire. There was peat logs going, there were peat bricks going. There was, people with fiddles, tin whistles, bowing, just kind of hanging out, just playing music.
Legit.
And it was a straight up awesome just session music. It is a fun weird social experience where it's not there was no singing or anything like that for this particular one. It's just a nice atmosphere.
Now did they was it just pro or semi-pro musicians who were doing the music, or did it kind of go around the room?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It's just people just randomly showed up and just started playing.
Okay.
So it's probably some of both.
Kind of a bit of a mix.
No one. There was not organized. It was heavenly. It was just kind of, it formed and happened, but nobody said hey John, come on up. It's time for you. There was none of that. It was just people filed in, and if you're a musician, you sat over there with the other musicians, and if not, and it was over a course of an hour plus. A couple people came in or left in the middle of it, so it was an organic kind of thing. It was a really, really cool experience. It happened more, at least in the places we went, in Ireland than in Scotland.
I think sessions or music sessions, the term session is there for a reason. It's a block of time. It's a formalization of something which would normally happen spontaneously. And in a modern age, it's more necessary to make it a formalized thing so you can make sure people will show up. because we all have busy, hectic lives, and you might live in the village, but your job is down in the city. Who the hell knows?
Or if there's a DJ, make sure people don't show up.
Exactly. But prior to that, as much as I have some issues with the movie The Quiet Man for being kind of a little bit too simple, when they show people in the pub just hanging out, and the guy's got an accordion, and people start doing folk songs, that's what happened. That was your entertainment. You didn't have any other options. So it really is, it's village life in a nutshell. In my lexicon, in the SCA and other activities, we call it a bardic circle. And very often you'll have some people who are very used to performing as musicians or storytellers, but it's open. Anybody who wants to can jump in and say, oh, I got a song, or I got a story to tell you. And it's very much a social glue. And Lucas does this now with the piping community. When he goes to the Piper's Collegium, or whatever they call it, after the formal lessons are over, they just hang out and they jam. And that's where so much of things that we have now in the mass media come from, is just those jams. Like punk rock and Celtic rock is all based on jam sessions, it's organic.